There's Linda.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to City Life. I'm Linda Bown. I'm your host. I have Greg Pappas here this morning, so we can talk about all kinds of things, starting with election law.
Good morning.
It's like a heat wave out there. It's 24. And the moon, did you see the moon coming in?
Yeah.
It was a crescent. It was absolutely gorgeous. It looked huge. It was beautiful. So, anyway. And it's going to be warm tomorrow, and we're having a little break from that frigid cold with the wind.
Just warmed up to 26.
Oh, see? So, we'll be running around. Get your shopping done the next couple of days because it's going to be nice.
I think that I was looking at this about a week ago. I think they said we already broke a record on Black Friday with shopping. But I think it's going to be better for the local stores this year in the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but if you go on Amazon, you order something even 2 weeks ago, they're delivering it in 5 or 6 days, whereas normally they do it the next day or the day after.
Yeah.
They started doing it, that was like about a month ago. They've been longer and far apart. I think more people are going to end up like now, pretty much if you get something from Amazon, even at the end of last week, you weren't going to get it by Christmas if you were lucky. So they've had a problem. I guess they said they've had a lot of employees leave. Makes me wonder who the employees were, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They might have insulted the border.
My, yeah.
But the point is that should be better for the retail stores.
There has been flight, because I see them, we have Western Union.
Mm-hmm.
They're sending all their money out of the country
Right.
and getting passports. Pictures.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot. They put those penalties in place for ones that were here that want to come back. They have to do it legally.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly according to the State Department the other day, it was like 3, and actually Homeland Security too had it. There's a little over 3 million left on their own.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's...
That's a lot.
Yes, it is.
You know, it's a lot of
Yes, it
people.
is.
And then another million that they had with the bad ones, you know, like the 1,800 that they dumped out. They're looking for them in
Yeah.
Chicago.
You get some nice weather, and people get into a festive mood, and you don't mind going out. That horrible cold is...
Yeah, yeah.
It's no fun.
When you get the dry cold, yeah. And it was going all the way down south by sisters in North Carolina and some friends in South Carolina, which even from Tewksbury, one of the guys you know, was saying it was down to 40 last week or something, which, you know, for him was okay, but for them down there, they were sheltering in place.
Oh yes, absolutely.
You know?
Bring in the animals.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Cover the crops. So it's
crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, so we have an election. Let's start with that. We have an election coming up.
Yep, on January 3rd, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have, boy, that's tough.
I'm sorry, February
yes.
3rd, John. I'm thinking of something else. Thank you. I'm still clouded from the surgery I had,
Yes.
anesthesia.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough time for the candidates.
Yeah,
Well, it's winter time.
Mm-hmm.
People are not paying attention. And the smart candidates are out there putting their face in the public now during Christmas shopping season.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you in February, because February is all over. Whoever
Yeah.
wins February
Yeah.
is going to win the final.
Yeah. Well, I was at the gala, the brush gallery gala, and because VAR has a painting, has sold some things at the Whistle House, and Rodney was there.
Oh, he's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Yeah. I got to admit that he was everywhere. I haven't seen or heard. I haven't heard people tell me they've seen her anywhere. I mean, even the houses.
No, Vanna's calling Rodney's office every day asking, "Where's Rodney going today?"
Yeah.
And she shows up.
Well, but she doesn't stay long because if they start asking questions, it seems like that people keep telling me that she disappears when they.
Yeah, but
Yeah, well, why can't we ask Vanna? Why can't we have that audit?
yeah.
How about a debate? But you won't have a debate.
Ah.
Won't even do that, but, you know. Well, anyways.
Also, Rodney is known. He's known in the district.
Well, when he worked for Phil Shea, the district was this district.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So I have, and I was down the State House at the time, so I have friends in Pepperell and Dunstable that I've talked to that remember him from working for Phil.
Yeah.
You know, plus he worked for Marty.
Yeah.
You
He's
know,
been
I know
around.
she worked for Nikki, but I think she was more of a district aide.
Yeah,
and
and
in the office, never left, you know.
And
I don't know for sure, but that's
I
what
don't-
I've heard.
I never saw Nikki really. I never saw her in Tewksbury, I don't think, ever.
No, she didn't. Well,
She wasn't out there a
No,
lot.
Nikki, but yeah, she did a lot of stuff. I think she was doing what she did. I mean, she said she was going to do veteran stuff, and she did.
Yeah.
She dove right into that, and I mean,
Nikki was the party favorite.
she got the Nikki's son.
She was the party favorite.
Yeah,
Nikki.
she dove right in there, and she got those plates on the armored car to
Yeah.
armor them, so guys weren't getting killed. Lady on the Humvees. She
Yeah.
did a lot of stuff. I wanted her to run for senator, but I think she would have been the senator instead of Elizabeth Warren. But she didn't want to do it. She would have been much better senator.
Oh,
I think.
God. I agree.
You know, she would have won. I'm pretty sure she.
I think of Elizabeth Warren every time I pay my credit card bill. Because right now I get a bill that was mailed 2 weeks ago, and it comes in today's mail.
Wow.
The credit card companies are, from my view, are cheating the public.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they give you about 2 days to.
Try to cancel one.
I know.
You can't get it on their online. Then you call them, and it's like talking to a person on the street. But if you do, I'm gonna. They just, we're gonna start. I said, just cancel my account. I don't need the card anymore. I got too many as it is.
Yeah.
Oh God, I had to do one the other day that we haven't used for a long time, and it's was like pulling teeth. I said, just cancel my card. I said, I already shredded it. I said, so I can't use them. And basically almost hung up on me, and then
Yeah.
I canceled it. But
Oh,
it
they get
shouldn't be
heavy,
that
heavy,
hard.
heavy.
It
No.
shouldn't be that hard. I mean,
No. No. It's, well, it's very unfortunate. It's a terrible trap to get into. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, we just use them for like Elizabeth. I mean, my main card has always been like American Express because we pay it off every month and you get credit,
Yes. Yeah.
But we would just get one because some places you get a deal on something, and then when you pay it off and then you never used it again, you get the 20% off or 25% off. You cancel it, and but I mean, in this case, this one we've had for like a couple of years and we just haven't used it. And I noticed on the credit card inactivity, right? So I called to cancel it yesterday, and the day before and the day before that, it took me 3 days.
Yeah. Well, I hate the fact that in any of these things you don't get a person.
Right.
It's so difficult, and you go round and round and round.
Or you
It's-
get them
it's-
in another country and they don't care,
Yeah.
So.
They have no idea what you're saying. So anyway, and then the general election is in March. So
Right,
it's hard, it's hard enough getting people out in November.
right.
And that's why we changed all the town elections.
Right.
Town elections used to be in the winter.
Right.
And
But it's funny, I think about that. I was talking to somebody last night about that. When Drake had town elections in March, when I was a kid, there were 17,000 people in Drake, and there were like 11,000 registered voters. We would get like 7,000 to 8,000 would vote
Yeah.
in the town election. They moved it to May. Now we got 32,000 registered. We get 6,000.
No.
Maybe it was better leaving it in March.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. I mean, you could say people are different today, but almost immediately you look at the next 2 or 3 years down the line, you see the drop off from 9,000 go right down to like 5,000 in the town of Drake because May was
Well, you have too much to do.
Yeah.
See, you had nothing else to do. It was a
Right,
social
right,
event.
right.
Actually. So.
And this one's going to be an even different one where there's only candidates on the Democratic ballot in February. The Republican ballot's going to be blank. So if you go to vote Republican, you're Republican. They're going to hand you a ballot. It's going to be blank. It's not going to be.
Oh, it's almost like being a libertarian, huh?
Isn't Sam Meese going to be on that ballot?
What's that?
Sam Meese?
He's running to get the nomination for the final. So he has to.
He didn't get his signatures?
He was getting signatures for unenrolled, so he would have been on the final. Now he's going to do, from what I was told, is he's going to go to the polls on that day as a write-in to try to get the nomination on that day, so that he will be on the ballot in the final. He can't be on the ballot in February. He missed the deadline, and he's also not in the party. He couldn't switch, John. The party deadline, party to unenroll went by, so. He will not. Yeah, he won't be on. There'll be a blank.
Okay,
ballot.
let me just back the bus up here.
Sure.
There's a lot of verbiage there.
All right.
3 months ago, was he unenrolled or a Republican 3 months ago?
Unenrolled.
So you cannot become a Republican.
It was too late to go party to unenrolled to party.
Don't give me this party.
Well, that's the law.
There's a specific question here.
Yeah.
He was unenrolled 90 days ago. Now he cannot become a Republican because there's not enough time. Don't use the word party.
Correct. Yeah. So he has to do it by write-in now and get the nomination.
Wow, that's an uphill curve.
Of course it is. Plus, the other thing is, he's going to have to explain to people in the Republican Party or anybody that he ran as a Democrat for Congress back in 2010. He ran as a Democrat for senator out of Haverhill. I think it was out of Haverhill. He ran for, both two elections were out of Haverhill and Lawrence. He ran for state senator also, and he ran as a Republican once, and he ran 4 times. Democrat twice, I think, Republican once, and unenrolled once. So the question is, what party is he in? And if you go and look at some of his positions when he was running for those offices,
Yeah.
Republicans wouldn't vote for him that see his name, what he's talked about, what he was running for Congress.
Well, shame of the Republican Party.
Exactly. That's why there's some people helping him, and they're mad at the Republican Party's mad at, like, a former candidate ran for state senator because she's helping. And basically what she's saying to them is, you didn't get us a candidate. She's right.
Yeah.
You didn't put up a candidate, and then when you put up a candidate, they don't back them.
They don't support them.
And neither
It's
does the
terrible.
Democratic Party in Mass, because there is no more Democratic Party. It's all progressives on the left wing, and they've taken over. We've left the state committee, people like me,
Yeah?
and 300,000 people have left the party in Massachusetts
Really?
over like a 5-6 year period, yeah.
Wow.
The Democratic Party fell below the unenrolled now
No
in
kidding.
Massachusetts, yeah. And
Wow.
people don't relate to it. I mean,
No,
and the problem was, we did the same thing that the Nationals were doing. They let in people that shouldn't have been let in because they were not really Democrats. They're socialists, and they could say liberal and conservative all they want. A liberal and a conservative could have an argument logically and talk about it. These people aren't
Hey, will
liberals.
you guys look at each other on the monitor?
Okay.
They're left. They're the far left of.
Yeah.
So what happened was, on the state committee, where there was 160, it was 80 men and 80 women elected in the town committees for the senators, or elected on the ballot. At one point, about 15 years ago, they started doing add-ons. And you were adding on, like, well, we have to put, a group of ethnically people, like 5 people here, and then sexually 7 people there, and then transgender, we need to do a group there, to the point where it almost outvotes the regular people. And the answer was, when I asked them, said, what are we doing this for? They're outvoting us on some things. The answer is that, well, they can't get elected. Well, that's the point. They shouldn't get elected.
Yeah.
They don't reflect the democratic values. And now we got a party
What are
that
the
doesn't
democratic
reflect it.
values?
What's that?
What are the democratic
Well, I mean,
values?
most of us who were there, and
Are you a Democrat?
no, I'm unenrolled now because.
So what are you just said democratic values.
Well, the democratic values
I'd like to
that
know what
I
they are.
supported were, like, President Kennedy. You were a little bit liberal on socialism.
So you
but-
have a picture of President Kennedy in your house. What else?
Yeah, I mean, that's Roosevelt. I mean, those type of people. But you helped people.
No, but what
What
are
were the values?
democratic values?
Yeah, well, you always supported the working class person. You supported the middle class. You would look at, let's say, if there were issues along the line of
Unions.
union support and stuff like that. I'm trying to go through my head with all this stuff.
I think you're talking 1970s.
Well, that's what
he's
we
saying.
were. We were.
2025, what are the democratic values?
Well, that's what I'm
now?
saying. Now they're not. That's what I'm saying, John. This was in 2025. That stuff started changing back in 2015.
Rainbow color your hair.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's
Don't
why.
talk about my gender.
Right.
And my son can play on the girls' basketball.
And what I'm saying, and tampons in the bathroom. And what I'm saying, these people don't reflect the democratic values. That's why a lot of Democrats have left the party.
Well, on the bathroom
But
thing,
they allowed them to come in.
it begs this question, okay? We're spending way too much money to rejuvenate Lowell High School. Why are they still having corral bathrooms? It's a corral. Why do you have to have 50 toilets in one room? Why don't you just have 50 little individual stalls where you go in there, lock yourself in, there's a toilet and there's a sink. How hard is that? All over the country. When I go to airports, why is there room for 50 in there? You go to a school, there's room for 50 to go to the bathroom at the same time, in the same room.
Well, what happens on class break or anything? I don't know. Like recess, not recess, so when you're between classes.
Individual bathrooms. Why not have individual lavatories?
I just probably figured, like when in high school, when we went from class to class, like out between classes, there'd be like 20 guys in the bathroom trying to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So,
Where women had to wait in line.
yeah, women always.
See, we put up with it. You just,
Yeah,
And they could all be generic.
yeah. You tell me. I don't know, John. I have no idea. But I think there's a lot of people that don't want to. They're used to this different sexes having their own bathrooms.
But the unisex bathroom, like Lowell General, you go over to Lowell General, they're all unisex, well, most are unisex bathrooms.
But the one,
It's a one-staller.
You close one door though, right? Yeah.
Well, sometimes there's a urinal and a toilet, and I'm gonna guess in the ladies' room, there's two toilets. Linda, is there two toilets in the girls' room?
Some. No, not in the general. I think it's just one.
Just one?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. All I know is
And most of them, women have always been more
You
private.
guys spend a lot of time in the mirror, thank you.
Not
Guys,
in
we
the
don't even
toilet.
check our
I mean, we
hair.
just don't all chat around while we're going to the bathroom. It's just how it's been. I mean, if you guys don't want to do that, if it's an issue, but it never has been in the past.
yeah, but that's the whole point. They've made sex, agenda, identity, politics, and all that stuff part of the Democratic Party, which it wasn't. And it's not part of any political thing. It's a distraction. It's just a distraction from the real issues.
Yes.
That's why the Republicans are winning everything, because they're talking about real issues.
Well, come on, common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to. How hard is it that you don't? I just cannot wrap my head around anybody being against ICE taking out criminals. I mean, why would they want to support criminals and rapists? And I don't understand until it happens to one of their own.
Because they voted for them in elections. I don't know
Yeah,
what to tell you.
yeah.
Look at Chicago the other day. They
Well,
had 1,800
but
people.
how did these people even vote if they're felons?
That's nice.
Well, in some states, there may not be restrictions on that, you know. In Massachusetts, I mean, you know, what started in Massachusetts was, I think it was New Braintree, where they were putting that prison out there.
Yeah.
And if I remember, it was years ago. If I remember, the prisoners were voting, they were all voting the town because there were more of them than people in the
Yes,
town.
yes.
And they were electing people, selectmen that were in jail. You know,
Yeah.
that was starting to, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the reality of it is,
Why, you can't serve from jail?
not like years ago, no.
You can Zoom. Can't you Zoom from
Now
jail?
you could too. Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
But
no.
look at Chicago the other
But
day. They let out
you
18.
you couldn't vote if you were a
They
felon.
let out 1,863 or something illegals out of jail who committed serious crimes. And the congressman out there screaming at the Homeland Security Secretary saying, you know, Trump cut this on murder. She goes, you just let 1,800 people out of jail who rapists, murderers, and that's what they were. They weren't just like bank robbers. Well, they were bank robbers too. They weren't just like, you know, house breaks and run away and they're not hurt anybody if somebody came. But still, those are bad too. They let them out onto the street. There's no excuse for that. And if you're going to support and defend that, which a lot of the people in the party have, you got something wrong with you, because those people that support it are going to be the victims of them later, not people like me and you. We
Yeah.
can handle ourselves. I know the people that support them. They couldn't stand that. If a dog came after them, they
Oh, I
went the
know.
other way. You know,
I know.
they'll lose. They don't. It's just insane. And the law is the law. Federal law says you don't. You know, federal law says ICE. That's what their job is. You're not supposed to be here illegally or legal. You only can be here legally. And then they've been getting away for years calling them immigrants. They're not immigrants. They're
No.
illegal aliens under the law. And if you're talking,
And they never changed the law. That's where
No.
they fell short. If that's the way, I know what they wanted. They know they'd bring them in and they'd vote, they'd register them. But
right.
it's
I mean, they just found what, 459,000 illegal aliens registered to vote in, was it someplace in, was it Chicago or California? 2 days ago, 500,000. That's a congressional seat. They're registered to vote. They shouldn't just clear the thing and all that, but they should basically charge criminal charges against people for registering
them.
You know?
well. Remember when I registered to vote, I had to read part of the Constitution
Yeah,
to prove that I could read the ballot.
right, exactly. I mean, and Newsom's running for governor. I mean, look at the bench in the Democrats. It's terrible. There's nobody left. Newsom's the top guy. And I watched a reporter the other day talking to him, and they said, and this was a CNN reporter, and she said, so when you got into California, into governorship, your first term, you had a $14 billion surplus. Now you're leaving with a $46 billion deficit. And he starts talking about Trump, and she goes, no, you're the governor. How did you do that? And you got the guts to basically to run for president for another office period? You were a failure.
Yeah.
You were a complete failure. I mean, I could hear the people that we started with years ago, the Dolores Biatis and George O'Mara's and stuff, saying, "Get this person out of here. We're getting another candidate. How did we ever get him in there? That's not a Democrat. I mean, it's insane. It's totally insane. There's no argument for it. There's none whatsoever. You know.
Well, what do you think will happen with the Democrat? Well, What will happen
Well,
with
the real
Democratic
Democrats have left and gone on.
I know,
roll.
I know.
So and there's more and more.
Or they become Republican.
Or they've become Republican because the Republican Party's gone up in mass and the unenrolled's gone up and Democrats have come down. They keep coming down more and more. And we're ground zero. I mean, Massachusetts, New York, maybe.
Connecticut.
Not really. But as far as Massachusetts, New York, and California are pretty much ground zero for, the absolute, like the legislatures are completely dominated by the left wing and then
Well, gerrymanders, it's a joke. Come to Massachusetts. The
Yeah.
Republicans don't have any representation.
Right. And then you have look at what's happening in Minnesota. All that stuff with all the billions of dollars worth of stuff that was sent back to they stole it.
Familiar. Yeah.
And the governor knew about it. And you have 400 something people in the division, the department. Did depositions saying the governor knew about it and he let it happen. We kept saying they're stealing this money and they're sending it right back to us. They even had TSA people. Did you see that the other day?
Yeah.
A TSA lady at the airport in Minnesota or in Minneapolis saying they would come through suitcases full of cash, loaded with cash, and they were going to Somalia with them. They were funding that terrorist group out there. I mean, it's. I mean, I don't understand.
But if you speak like the governor, again, it's like Newsom. You try to pin them down, and they say, "Well, Trump did." I think the people are sick of hearing it.
Well, they are. I mean, look what my cousin took his girlfriend to Paris a couple of weeks ago. She'd never been, and I went in 2013 with a group, and my wife, and we had a big group. And it was getting crazy back then. There was a section of Paris we were not allowed to go to, which the French people couldn't either. Can you imagine you live in Lowell and you can't go to the Highlands because the Muslims control it? So you can't go there because if you go there, you'll get arrested because you're starting a problem even though they attack you. So that northwest corner of Paris was he said, no, it's the whole city. And just after he left last weekend, what happened? They had annual Christmas celebration in Paris, a big event, which they do. They come down and rioted, hundreds of them, rioted, destroyed everything, beat the crap out of French. And what does the French president do? Oh, we got to cancel New Year's Eve now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Instead of turning around saying the army's going to drive them out of here, this is it, they're done. They're not even here legally. They're going to cancel New Year's Eve. So they're going to punish the people that do things right and keep condoling.
Well, listen, isn't during World War II, wasn't that the army that marched backwards?
I don't know. That's a good question.
World War II, I think that's what they said about the French army.
Well,
the only army that can march backwards.
Oh.
Well, you look at when de Gaulle came into Paris after, who liberated it? Which American general was it? John, do you remember?
Oh, I'm always going to pick Patton because I like Patton.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Patton, but there was a whole contingent
Might
of
have been
American
Brad.
troops.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Bradley. They came in and they liberated Paris, and then people had told me that from that time period that the American soldiers are standing near the that came in. They stopped. Uniforms, blood, everything torn, everything, and then the French army comes in, clean uniforms, everything. Like, where the hell were they? They were all in dress uniform.
They were home with their families.
It was crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's craziness.
So every time I've been to France, always had a great time, and security's always been tip top.
Yeah.
And remarkable watching. I was watching the bicycle race there.
Yeah.
And there was a troublemaker, and 6 guys come walking out of a candy shop, picked up this guy
Right.
who was causing the trouble, and they dragged him through the crowd back through the candy store.
Yeah.
And there was a door in the candy store that was against the wall. They went in that door and closed it. We never saw that guy again. But they come out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Security's excellent in France.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be. But,
Yeah.
people had pride. I mean, they had national pride. People have lost that. They're getting it back. Europe is finally getting a handle on things and realizing that maybe,
Well, I look forward to AI taking over a lot of these security cameras, where they can watch with facial recognition. Whereas if your job is to sit there as a policeman or a security person to watch monitors, it gets real boring real fast.
well, what's
Right.
going
But
on
if it's
with Rhode
AI
Island?
doing it, and they're looking for Linda Bown,
Yeah.
so Linda just come in the front, an alarm's going to go off.
Right. Did you see yesterday showed another picture of the Brown university guy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was 25 feet from the camera and it's blurry. Then they showed next to it on Facebook a picture of a galaxy 300 million light years away as clear as a bell. And that's the thing, I used to say, when I was working for a congressman, I remember they showed us this dime on the sidewalk, and you couldn't tell, it's like a camera looking at a dime. So you figured that the camera's 6 feet away. The camera zooms up to 22,000 miles. You could see the dime with the date for 20. But it's this. Yeah.
I don't understand the
So you're right, Joan,
Rhode
the
Island
AIB.
thing. I don't understand it at all.
And then the MIT professor. What was that all about too?
I-
and then the Rob Reiner thing.
Oh, that's very sad.
That whole thing
Well,
happened.
the guy who killed his wife, then he cut her up and threw her in dumpsters.
Yes,
We'll never hear about that. We should hear about that guy all the time.
I know.
He's still in prison.
Right.
Yes, he murdered his wife, and he's still.
Right.
That should be on the TV every
Right.
week to remind people that are going to kill their spouse
Right.
or their professor.
Well, the
Right.
arrogance
Here are
of
the
him
people
saying,
still in jail.
Right.
I cut her up, but I didn't kill her.
The,
But he didn't tell him where the body was, did he?
yeah.
Just arrogance.
It's all
The
about-
arrogance of actually saying that.
Right. The thing that I found interesting about the Rob Reiner murders was the first thing that came out, at least on Twitter, and like I said, I follow X rather, with people that have friends of mine that I've met that were former FBI or whatever, so they get stuff a lot quicker than the news media. Was the first thing that came out was that President Obama and his wife were going to the house that night for dinner.
Yeah.
That came out in the news media like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
So I find it hard to believe that wasn't tied into something. That the kid go nuts because of, and now they're making up the story that there was an argument at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. They had made it up after, they said it after.
Yeah.
I don't know if the argument was over
Well, when
the
do you
president.
kick your kooky kid out of the house?
Say that again?
When do you kick your kooky kid out of the house? The kid was kooky,
Yeah.
had his problems. Mom and dad said, "Oh, we'll take care of him." In Hollywood, just like in Massachusetts, if you have $1 bazillion, the cops are never going to bother you.
Yeah.
Okay, a politician will come to your rescue every time because you have $1 bazillion. And I know my child is a little kooky, but I get it under control.
Right.
And they're going to say, "Okay, Mr. McDonough, you can do whatever you want with your child."
Mm.
And the parents kept that kid. They gave the kid a home. He had his drug problems, is what I've heard in the media.
Right.
The parents still kept him at home.
Yeah.
We'll take
That's
care
not
of
a
it.
money thing, though, John.
It's a money thing.
You
when
see it all the time. Parents, they just can't. It's tough love. It's hard to let them go.
It is hard to let them go. And
You know?
I'd like to use the story that I'll tell very often here. You come home from work. I'll put the camera on me. You guys can sip your brew over there.
Thank you.
You come home from your day, and you say, "Honey, where's the can opener?" "I don't know." The next day you come home from work, the microwave's going. "Honey, where's the microwave?" "I don't know." You come home on Friday, the TV's going off the wall. Say, "Honey, where's the TV?" "I don't know." Now, if it's not obvious to you, your child sold the can opener for some drugs,
Right.
sold the microwave for some drugs, sold your TV set for some drugs, there's something wrong with you.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's the point.
And the signs are out there. Geez, I thought I had $200 in my pocketbook. There's only 100.
Mm.
That's weird. And it happens consistently.
Right.
Where's the spare tire for my car? Where's that antique lamp from Grandma?
Right.
It was in the front hallway. What happened to that? You got to look around and realize your kid is addicted to something,
Right.
and they are selling your
And
stuff.
when we were kids, we were all working at that age.
And then you kick.
Yeah.
When do you kick the kid out? What's it going to take to
Uh-uh.
kick the kid out? And when you do, it's all on the cops. Do you want your name in the paper? Greg Pappas's daughter arrested for this. Linda Bown's son arrested for that. You don't want your name in the paper. It's a problem.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. And it's also, they're dying. That's the other issue.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's
It's,
supporting people that are selling the stuff too.
But
Although I saw a funny thing yesterday. It was some guy on YouTube screaming and yelling about the cost of everything has gone up. And he says, I can't get cocaine and fentanyl. Yeah, in Florida now, it's through the roof. Fentanyl, yeah, it's through the roof. It's costing so much money because they're blowing up the ships coming to deliver it, which is an offset of that, right?
Well, on Facebook, I get a kick out of these porch pirates that steal your package, and it blows up in their face, and they're all blue paint, and they call the cops for assault.
Right.
And the cops come, look, you stole their package.
Right. It doesn't register with some of them, but, I don't know.
Well, they're the victims now.
It's crazy, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't want to say who it is.
So before Danny gets here, who's the next mayor?
Danny.
I think he's got 5 votes that I can see. I don't know where the 6th one comes from right away. But the other person I think that that's trying to get, I think is Vesna, right? I think he only has 3. Yeah. So unless they hold off like the Phil Shea, Paul Saunders
I don't see that happening anymore.
Was 115 votes. Remember that years ago? 115 votes, and Eleanor Sampson became it.
Yeah.
Unless they hold off, I think Danny gets it again. Because I can't see them doing that.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see a compromise candidate, and he has 5 that I think he does.
Well, it'll be interesting listening to the first round of votes.
Yeah.
I vote for Larry. I vote for Curly.
Well, that's the thing. I think the first round of votes, you're going to see one person that won that will say that they're voting for somebody else, but the second round he's going to join Danny into the. That's what I'm thinking, because the people that ran his campaign,
do people,
wanted him to vote for Dan.
Do they make commitments anymore?
Yes, they do,
Yeah.
and it's in a lot. My first vote will be for you, but if you don't win on the first round,
Right.
don't count on me.
They can do that. Or that's a council that's got some cookies to do that, because most of them will just say, like in any other city and town in the state, will say, I'm with you all the way. They don't want resistance, just like some representatives.
The ones with seasoning, like last night I watched the city council meeting, got the end, and I saw Paul Rathayem give his swan song, real quality job. He did it like he does with everything else. The rest of the 9s, he had tuxedo on, looked like $1 million. Then came Wayne Jeunesse, who was very emotional about his swan song. And then Corey Belanger, very emotional about his swan song. They're all going to miss this gig, all going to miss this job.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of reasons for it, but the public has spoken, and they're respecting the public.
Why?
But it was interesting and also heart-wrenching to watch these 3 guys brokenheartedly say, I love doing this job. I'm going to miss it. It was.
Yeah, well, that's good.
We have a good city.
Yeah, well, that's it. They love the city. And that's a good thing. There's not a lot of people who can say that are on elected boards in any part that really love the city they come from. They just blow winds or whatever and blow out.
Yes.
That's the sad thing. And they have no allegiance to anything, I mean, it's good to hear that. I didn't see that last night. I was out at something. But not surprising from those 3 people, so.
So that's the last meeting, right? Before.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks.
When's the swearing in?
Is
the first meeting in January.
I think so, yeah. The first Tuesday.
I got to look at Mr. Calendar and find out when the first Tuesday
It's
is.
the first Tuesday, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
But it would be.
Well, the first will be on a.
The first is a Friday.
A Friday, rather, yeah.
So next week is the first meeting. So they'll get sworn in. I don't know when the.
So they get sworn on the first.
Yes,
they used to, right?
They used to get sworn in on the first.
Oh.
Maybe and then, we have to pay overtime to our employees. Let's save money. Yeah.
But no, I'm just wondering, why would the clerk's office they talking about this?
Save money. We have to have staff to open the building.
Accommodate
all those families.
Is it the city clerk that does that swearing in?
Yes.
I've always thought that the school committee gets screwed. All the pomp and circumstance goes to the city council, and then the school committee gets theirs, but lackluster performance.
When's the school committee get sworn in, first or second?
No,
second.
Second? The same day?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't remember any of this stuff. It's been a long time that I've.
Yeah, they have different parties, different places. Like I think last time they went to Lowell High cafeteria
Oh,
for the
The
city council, and I don't know where the school committee went. But shouldn't the school committee go to Lowell High?
well, wait a minute, the council went to the Hellenic Center, didn't they?
did they?
I think that was 2 times ago.
2 times ago.
Okay.
Now, I don't remember where it went last.
But it's a ticketed event.
Oh, did they?
You have to have a ticket to go.
Well, it's at the auditorium,
I was
too.
gonna say, is it the auditorium now?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Let me think
It
where it was.
depends on the city clerk.
Was it at, I can't remember where it was.
Excuse me.
I went. I went. Okay. Isn't
Yeah.
that awful?
Yeah.
I just, bad memory these days, Anyway, I hope they have a nice day.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe it's here already. Next
Fast
week
year,
is
the years
next week
ago,
is
they go
Christmas.
faster,
Yeah.
And I mean, could say, I know they always say that, that when you get older, that's the feeling you tend to get. But when I get like kids in my neighborhood that are 3rd grade, 5th grade, 7th grade, and you talk to them, goes, "How was your week?" "It flew by." "Oh, what?" Even they're noticing. When I was a kid, it took forever.
I know.
So there's something else going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is astronomically or whatever, but it's very strange.
Well, speaking of the kids, is it Roblox? That's the big thing now that the kid might. I know Dorian shut it down with his kids because they can actually take pictures in the house, and kids are getting kidnapped and all kinds of really. And my poor little Olivia she's terrified somebody's going to come in.
Well,
So the boys got the lecture: don't put anybody else in danger.
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
we're seeing all this stuff, and is it from the internet, or is this stuff always going on? If it was always going on, it's pretty sick out there. I mean, I've never seen so many pedophilia things in my life, or people involved with weird stuff like that.
Well, we've turned a blind eye to a lot of things.
Yeah, but now it's like hundreds and hundreds of people. I mean, if you look at this Massachusetts sex offender thing, you can go on and see a map of where everybody lives. It's pretty crazy.
Well, at least they're still
You
on the
want to read
map.
these, Lynn?
Hi, Mr. McDonough. I believe the swearing-in ceremony for the city council is January 6th. Do they love the city, or do they love the power of being a city councilor?
I think it's both.
I think both. I think for the most part, you either have a calling to be a servant or not, I think.
Right. Like anything, you get.
I mean, there
involved
are
with
some.
it.
There are blow-ins that come and go, and then you never hear from them again.
Right.
But for the most part, they stay involved. I think Paul Rathan, I know Paul. I think he'll still be involved. Maybe he'll run again. I don't know Mr. Janess, but of course I knew Corey. I know Corey's heartbroken.
Right.
And he did everything. I don't know what else to tell him.
Right.
He did everything. He campaigned. He had the meetings, and the first town hall meeting in Belvedere. He certainly worked hard.
Always available, always answered his phone, got stuff done.
Yeah.
And
But it's one of those things. I don't know that Rita could get elected in Belvedere.
but I would criticize the city manager for who knew to vote? Who knew the preliminary election was happening? How would you know to vote in Lowell?
Well, that's what's going to happen in this coming election.
Now, oh my God, we can text people. Let's do that. After the manager lost Corey Belanger, the light goes on. Oh, we'll text them. Why didn't you text them, Tommy?
Did they do a reverse text, like a 911 reverse thing? Is that what you said?
The most recent election, there was a text.
I was just wondering.
Oh, was there?
And Drake, we wouldn't get that.
In Drake, you should get a text as well. How do you know when it is to vote in Drake?
Wow.
All the signs say, vote for me, vote for me. Is there a
Yeah.
date on the sign?
Yeah.
You should
Well-
get a text on voting day.
I don't think we do. But we have our little thing in
You
the center of
should.
town.
Yeah.
So Colin's coming next week. We'll bang him on that.
Yeah. Well, a town like even in Drake, most people aren't signed up for that stuff. You have to sign up for it. They don't sign up for, I mean, look at the registered, look at the people, yeah, they just don't sign up for that. But it's still a good thing, I think, reverse tax, yeah,
Yeah, if there's something going on.
yeah.
No, it should be for voting. I don't care about that there's a cat missing or there's a guy with a
No,
red
no, I
hat.
hear you there. But, you know,
There's a 74-year-old guy walking up Gorham Street with no pants on, a red hat, and they call me at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's what you'll get a recording at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's a naked guy walking up Gorham Street with a
Really?
red hat on.
really, well, that's interesting, huh?
That's Lowell. Voting day, psh, don't say nothing. Well, Tommy, you lost your power, buddy.
Well.
Be interested to see how Golden survives starting in January.
I feel bad that Corey lost.
I do too,
He worked hard.
but I fault the
And
manager
he,
for
but,
that.
but again, he loved being a counselor.
But I mean,
I
in
think
this
for the
form of
most
government,
part.
they-
Now, there are always some that are in,
Yeah. But in this form of government, just like what Boston did it years ago, it's easier for special interest groups or even small groups to control the vote. Because it's a district now, it's not citywide.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why, like I said to somebody the other day, it goes, the Senate race is not, I try to explain to them, a state Senate race is not the same as a state rep race. It's much bigger. Just like when you go to work and you campaign on a state or congressional race, it's you have no idea how big it is.
Oh.
The average person,
The
Well, we
congressional
got to get them into
district is
Lowell.
huge.
Yeah, but they got to go to Fitchburg too. But they also got to be in Haverhill also. They also got to be, it's so much bigger. But in that case, like I said, it's harder for groups to influence it. But when Boston went to this, we saw that happen right away, like Bull just said. When they created Boston has the same form of government now Lowell has the same as government, Boston, except the mayor gets elected down here. That's the only difference. But you watch the neighborhoods decrease. Some areas you only need like a couple thousand votes to get elected. In other areas, like Hyde Park, you need 17,000 votes to get elected.
Now Seth Moulton's district, how's that going to get divided up?
I'm not saying for sure, but what happens is every 10 years the House, the legislature has to do redistricting
Right.
and it's redistricting for the reps, the senators, and the United States House of Representatives. And we're coming up on 1 in 28 for the 30 election, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 28 for the 30. So I can't see, like I said, last time we should have lost one seat, maybe at least one. Every year I've done this, watched it, and it came through, Galvin's or whatever. Every year I've seen it from even 77. Back then, we always lost one congressman. Always lost one congressman. And some years we lost two.
Thinking about that, yeah.
And I think this time we're going to lose two. And I think that's why Seth Moulton, and I said it to one of his people because they think we don't know. I don't know. Other people don't know. He's running against Markey because he knows at 28 there's no U.S. Senate seat to run for, or 30. I'm trying which way.
Yeah.
30. He knows there's no seat to run for, so he's going to be the one redistricted out. I can tell you that right now.
This is the most recent, although unofficial, voting results. But in District 3, 1,000 people voted, or 2,000 people voted.
Yeah.
2,000 people. So Lowell has 130,000 people in it.
Yeah.
And then they had on the council at large, Vesna got 4,300 votes. Where are the other 125,000 people who live in Lowell?
Where's the District 3, John? Oh, it's scrolled up. Yeah, I see.
What do you want?
What'd you say, District 3? Yeah, could you scroll down? I just want to see.
District 3 is right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see. Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. That's what happens in Boston. You went in Boston, like you go into...
But my point is,
Yeah,
Vesna got 4,300 votes.
right.
There are 130,000 people live in Lowell.
Well, they're not registered to vote, but there's
Where are
like...
the other 125,000? How
there's
many
about-
registered voters are there in Lowell, Greg?
When I left, I had to clean out the list, which people weren't doing.
Blah, 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 blah. How
Well,
many-
I'm just trying to remember. I'm doing it myself.
Okay.
There was 82,000, and it went down to 64, but then it went back. So I think 10,000 re-registered or
So where were the other
reactivated.
65,000?
You tell me.
They stayed home
Right.
because the council doesn't put a grabber on the back. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stop picking your trash up,
Yeah.
That's
Put that on the
criminal
ballot.
against District
Yeah.
7.
and that'll get their butt out.
It'll get the butt out after it happens.
No, but if you put something,
And no matter what races you look at, state reps, state senator, Congress, everything, they don't turn out
it should
anymore.
be mandatory across the state. Do you want us to pick up your trash? Yes or no?
Well, there's going to be an interesting
It
thing.
should
with
be on
state-
every single, next time, do you want us to stop providing you water?
Wait till you see the ballot questions.
Oh,
There's
talking-
like too many.
That's what I'm saying.
70.
You
Is
may,
70 the right number?
I thought it was 36, but they approved so far like 28 or something. If you have 28 ballot questions on Lowell with the triple languages, you're going to probably have about 7 or 8 ballots.
So I'm going to ask
How are
you
you
this
going to
question,
hand out
Greg. You're
7 because of the languages?
a retiree from elections. What's it going to take to get voters out when it's not a presidential election?
Even presidential, they don't turn it like they did years ago.
Okay, what's it going to take to get them out?
I don't know, because it's been going for the 42 years I did the State House and 3 in Congress, or 2 or 3, I'm trying to remember.
It made it too
It's been
easy.
going downhill for years. It's been going down, it's been a constant decline for years and years and years. Going, like I said in Drake, the town elections used to be in March. You had 13,000 registered voters and 9,000 would vote. They moved it to May, you had 15,000 registered voters and you only had 6,000 vote the
Well,
first
how
time.
long ago do we stop teaching this in school? I think they
Oh,
called it civics.
They never touched the local level ever. When I was in school, they did some national.
Well, that's a big mistake we make too.
They should do.
We say they. It should be we.
Well, I agree.
We don't touch that in school.
Yeah. Well, when did
Not
they stop?
they. Everything's they.
When they stopped teaching,
Civics.
not civics,
Oh.
cursive writing.
Oh, it's back.
If I had it's back.
Well, it's some.
If I had a kid and they stopped doing it, what the hell are you doing? Who
My
told them to stop?
granddaughter's doing
Who
it.
told them to stop doing that? So I don't know. So that shows you, like you said, people don't pay attention. And if you look at the people holding office all over Massachusetts, even in the legislature, I look at the legislature now compared to years ago. I can hear Anna Buckley, the former senator from Fall River, New Bedford, saying, who are these people? I mean, there's some good ones there, but very few.
They
The
don't even
legislature's
show
a
up.
mess. It's like
Yeah.
a joke. And the Speaker of the House, half the time, I know Mariano was an aide with me. Half the time, half of these, he wants certain people, I don't want to name names, but he wants certain people there because they don't try to negotiate their vote with him. I'm always with you, so they get nothing. And there's some from this area that have done that. And, one may be running for senator, but I'm just saying. Just
Yeah.
no input, and then they see some of the other ones, they actually look on the board to see how people are voting, and they wait for them to vote. They'll see the light, they'll turn the light, will go green, or yeah, red. I have a friend one day who was a rep who hit no. And sure enough to prove it, on the other side, this from a next door rep, it's no. He switches it to green, it changes to green. I mean, there's a lot of them don't even know how a bill's passed in the House of Representatives. And the reality too is some of them are filing 200 bills a year. When we were down there years ago, you filed 2 or 3, that was it.
Yeah.
If you file 200 and they all pass, that's 200 things you can't do anymore. This is all mixed up and backwards. And then the citations, that was an honor. You got it as an Eagle Scout, as a veteran, as
Yeah.
something. Now it's you open an ice cream stand, you get a citation. Are you kidding me? That's not an honor bestowed by the great and general court. They've taken away all of that stuff, so it's going to take a long time to build that up again, which I suspect will never happen anyways. I don't see it coming back to anything good. So what we're basically proving in the long run is that the moving away from a king or a queen
Democracy doesn't work?
Doesn't work because we can't govern ourselves? I don't know. It's going to make, probably in another 20 years, if it's not already, going to make a king and a queen look good. And I'm not saying I'm in favor of that, but it's kind of like looking that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the U.S. House of Representatives puts a resolution on the ballot a
Can you
couple
drag
weeks
that
ago.
mic a little closer to your mouth, Greg?
What's that? Oh, sorry, John. The U.S. House of Representatives puts a ballot initiative on the ballot a couple weeks ago. Did you see that? Just a resolution that said you support communism and socialism in the United States of America, something along that line. And all the Republicans voted no.
Why did they put Nazi in there?
Well,
Nazi
whatever.
gone?
There's socialism. Nazis were socialists. The National Socialists.
That's what you say. Nazis will tell you. Well, if that were true, why didn't the Nazis call it socialism?
That's that's right in their title, Nazis, socialists. But anyways.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But anyways, all the Republicans voted no, but and 100, I think it was 109 Democrats voted no, that we shouldn't have that. But 100 Democrats voted yes. And that's why I'm saying the Democratic Party right in the Congress is split right down the middle. You got the crazies, 100 of them, and you got the 109. How can you vote yes on that? But they did, proudly voted yes, just to be obstinate, They voted in favor of, we should have communism and socialism in the United States. And yet they don't have any idea how many people get murdered under those things, or they don't care. So that goes to show you where we are. That's not the United States Congress that the American Revolutionary people
was
fought
it
for.
sold as freedom of choice? Was it sold to them as freedom of choice?
What's that again?
Must have sold us freedom of choice.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They say, oh, yeah, freedom of speech.
Right,
Well, you can burn the American flag.
right,
And I have a problem with that.
yeah.
I'm
But it's legal.
There's a lot of things that we do that we think are legal too, that
Yeah,
like,
but
I
we
think
should
we have to revisit.
Yeah.
It's not, I think at some point you have to decide what kind of society do you want?
right.
And I think that people need to understand. I don't think people have a clue about Sharia law at all. They don't have, and they're not teaching it.
It's just like I said, in that case, you're talking about the actual foundation of the nation, and you're a member of Congress and you're voting against it
Yeah.
for something that people
Well-
fought wars and died for.
They're
And-
telling soldiers
Right.
not to listen to the president.
Right.
Well, the
You don't
media,
have to listen to the president.
Channel 4, 5, 7, 11, the media falls down on their duty to ask
Right.
questions.
But
Right.
isn't that the first thing that happens?
They control the media.
Control the
Yes.
media.
Right, right.
But you know what? They don't want to read history, John. They don't want to know about it.
One good thing is that, just
They
the
call
media-
everybody a Nazi, so nobody really realizes what a Nazi
Right.
really is.
And on that note, we're going to go to break. We'll be back.
Want to read history, John. They don't want to know about it.
One good thing is that, just the
They call
media-
everybody a Nazi, so nobody really realizes what a Nazi
Right.
really is.
And on that note, we're going to go to break. We'll be back.
Want to read history, John. They don't want to know about it.
One good thing is that, just
They
the
call
media-
everybody a Nazi, so nobody really realizes what a Nazi
Right.
really is.
And on that note, we're going to go to break. We'll be back.
Want to read history, John. They don't want to know about it.
One good thing is that, just
They
the
call
media-
everybody a Nazi. back to City Life. I'm Linda Bown. I'm your host. Mayor Dan Rourke has just
How are
joined
you?
me.
Good to see you.
Greg Pappas is at the end.
Yes, yep.
In
I'm
charge of the election commission and no longer, but retired. But
Yeah, just one of the few things I did,
yes, I know.
but still,
Secretary.
it was fun.
Yeah.
I was
so-
glad to come home and help home
Yeah.
for a change, it was
Well,
good.
Did a good job to get things in order.
We left with a good person too.
Yeah.
Another Lowell kid that's
That's good.
second in line to the director in Boston, so he's gonna do a good job.
Well done. Well done.
So,
Maybe
well,
they'll get the vote out there.
Well, last night, just no rest, because right into the special
Right.
election, and even after that happens, right back into the primary again, right in April, so,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Good to be busy, so,
Yeah.
too bad.
And like I said, he's also like 25 years younger than me, so he'll be there for a while. And he wants to, he likes it, he
Well,
lives
that's
here.
good.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
did,
excellent.
I think we did okay for the town, for the city.
So, how was the meeting?
Good, yeah.
The last
Just,
meeting of the year?
The last one, yeah. and,
Last meeting of the session.
Yeah, and, just say goodbyes to the Vice Mayor Paul Young, Councilors Belanger and Janess, and they spoke as well. And, yeah, it's bittersweet. We got a lot of good things done this past council term. So it's sad to see, your colleagues go, but, obviously you got people coming in with maybe some, different, fresh ideas and go from there, so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, three, probably back when Greg was paying more attention to it, you'd have, maybe one or two changes, So three is a pretty good amount.
Yeah. Haven't seen that for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
Right.
I think maybe the year I came in, we might have had four, myself, I think it was Bill Samaras, Corey Belanger, and I think it was Jim Leonardo was the fourth one.
Leonardo,
You're right,
right,
yeah,
Jimmy.
with me, so. But yeah, so, it's, again, different perspectives, different views upon things, and let's see how it goes.
So what's up with the front runner?
Yeah, so, it's just, a lot of, again, meetings and back and forth and, going over certain situations and stuff like that, so they, there's a value placed on the city of Lowell for the project that we have, that, the company or investors have, so we're just waiting to execute, the memorandums, to try to get something done. Obviously, we'll make an announcement on it, and I know that they're comfortable in talking to a couple different companies right now that want to come to the area to see how they can assist, these companies building whatever they want to build. So, things are progressing. In the political world, obviously, you want things to happen overnight. You
Yeah.
snap your fingers and it's here. But obviously, these are all business decisions, and there are city, state, and federal rules we have to follow as well. Make sure we do everything the right way. And so, things are progressing, and good things are happening. But the big time announcement to say, hey, it's been allocated, it's been funded. I think we're still a little bit of ways on that, but not too far.
Now, when will the public get to see a vision of what is actually going to transpire?
Yeah, obviously, we had a number of, city council meetings about it, and, all our trips have been publicized, been on live stream. But I know that the manager has talked about starting, I think, in January, February 26th. You're going to have, citywide meetings about the Front Runner City program and the possibilities and the conceptual ideas and change that can happen from being a Front Runner City. And that's part of the program, actually, to be as transparent as we possibly can on both sides, and that we have done that. But yeah, so those public meetings and the exchange of ideas, working meetings they would be called. So when the public will be asked what their thoughts and ideas could be, and we'll do that over the first half of 26, and hopefully by then a couple of projects will have been announced and we can get started on them.
Have you had a good response from builders and contractors?
Yeah, so one of the byproducts of this stuff is just out of the blue. They're talking to our DPD team, Giovanni Baez-Rosa, assistant city manager, and her deputy, Camilo, is that they've gotten just random phone calls about coming to Lowell. What can be offered here? I think when the announcement was made that the city and the state have partnered to give Draper $15 million, through tax breaks and incentives, that has spurred interest as well, because they're going over to the Hamilton Canal District. They're going over there. So, and there's still a couple lots available. So, just on that end of it, it's been a worthwhile, journey. we are definitely much more on the map or in the public's eye, and for all the right reasons. And I think just the progression that we're having right now is part of that process.
It's interesting that I suppose the Link program that's kickstarted it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And again, when Chancellor Chen came and addressed the council, she mentioned a lot of conceptual design part of Link, and that's fantastic and it's great. And we could talk about that too, but we want to see action. We want to see agreements in place, developers and investors coming here to say, I'm taking parcel 5, I'm taking, there's 9, 10 altogether. So, and that's what everybody's dealing with, not just in Massachusetts, but up and down the East Coast and but the country. Is just that cranes are not on; they're sitting still. And I took part in a virtual webinar, we were called last week, in Jay Ash. I think was it Baker's economic director or something like
And
that.
he used to be the head of Chelsea too.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. He was talking. He's just like there's nothing going on, and he was talking to the manager about if we can make this this partnership with the UN UEF work. We're so much more ahead of the game than anybody else, and even the forecast for 26, 27 was dire as well. So it's this position that all communities are put in. The difficulty, the costs, it's all about gap funding and having enough to get projects off the ground. But once all those resources are dried up and in short, that's the situation a lot of businesses are in, and I imagine with Link as well. So
yeah. It's kind of exciting.
It really is, yeah.
That's been your baby, I know. You've sort of spearheaded it.
Well, yeah, I'm just fortunate enough to go get invited, go to a summit, and and went from there, and without the support of obviously the manager's administration and the council as a whole, we're not here. So,
Len, you want to read this one?
Good morning. With the front-runner city in play, will the taxes continue to go up, or will the budget ever go down?
Yeah, so that's the major goals. Is a lot of these properties are all taxable, and the more revenue that we bring in, obviously, it keeps the tax rates low. But again, in the city of Lowell, we have certain things that we have to pay no matter what, and coming online next year is the high school, which we have no. You can't put it off any longer, and that's coming on board as well. So, just to maintain the status quo takes a certain amount of a tax rate raise. To go bananas like we just saw in Boston, I thought was kind of outrageous. But we won't see anything like that here in the city. But it is a sign of what's happening.
Now, do you know offhand the percentage cut on business versus residential and all?
I do not. I know that the tax, I think it's one's like maybe.
Well, I know the rate is
11,
almost double,
right, yeah,
but I was curious how much business you have
21 to 11%.
versus the residential. Does
I
it
do not
still?
know that answer.
Because at one time, that was very effective and appropriate because there was a lot more business than there was
Yeah,
residential.
that's how you kind of try to offset the residential tax.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you're bringing in the business, then to his point, it will obviously help the taxpayer.
Oh, yeah, it does.
The residential taxpayer.
Yeah, we have a few of the TIF agreements that are winding down too over the next 4 to 5 years. So I think with that, those projects can come off the books. Now these $250,000 revenues yearly taxes now becomes 2.5 million, right? So
Yeah.
It's all part of the process, and it's something that every municipality, and especially gateway cities like Lowell, have to look into even more so because we're so reliant on the tax dollar, to stretch as far as we can, to keep services, at a very high level. So, and that's what when you do talk to people about, taxes going up and, what am I paying for? That your streets are plowed when it snows out and your garbage is picked up, and God forbid if there's an emergency at your home, there's fire and police and EMS services there within minutes. So that's what you try to stress. But again, all these things come at a cost.
Well, I would think, it's interesting that, because I always touted the towns that well, to people, well, if you have a choice to go to the city as opposed to the town where you have the same, we only have one tax rate, why would you go to the city, so to speak? But if you still have the front runner program coming in, it says a lot for Lowell.
Yeah, and again, it's a designation
really.
that we've earned, and we can back it up. I think just yesterday the city came out and announced about being the United States, Lowell will be the first learning city designation, from UNESCO, and what that does is it opens you up for more grant opportunities and experts, consultations and things like that. Especially with higher education. So it's something that I know that past mayors and administrators have worked on, and that we finally had that be granted and passed last week. So it's another feather in the cap, because when you go and you talk to investors, developers, and they try to get a feel for what the city's like. We extremely diverse city, but when you have a tremendous community college, when you have the best state university in the country,
That's true.
right within walking distance in most parts of the inner city. So it's something that it's easy to profess what we have to offer.
Yeah.
And it's fun to talk about.
Let me ask you, this is probably a not a nice question. After what happened in Bown, you've got a university. Are there any guarantees that the city gives you? You talk about. I can't believe in Rhode Island they don't have. This guy just walked out the door and they didn't have some security, particularly in an Ivy League school. I suspect you probably have more in the state school.
Well, I don't know that City Hall has cameras. Does City Hall have cameras?
I believe so, yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, you watch the meetings, right?
Have
No,
you
but
ever
outside.
seen
In the hallways,
security
yeah.
cameras?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the security?
Security ones, let's see, I
They must
did a major reception room, in the city council chamber.
And
Those are just
Right, no, yeah,
TV
right,
cameras.
trying-
I'm talking
I'm
about
looking for,
security
yeah, I
cameras.
think so. No, I'm not sure.
I don't think City Hall has any security cameras.
Yeah, we have them. We had them down by the elections in the hallway. There was a camera looking towards one door and working towards the other.
So there's
I'm
one
assuming, John, they were
one
active.
camera? I mean, Greg, you worked there
security.
a long time. Did you ever see the security setup?
Yeah, actually, I did. It's upstairs behind the city.
So how many cameras?
There's a whole bunch of monitors I saw in one room. Yeah,
So who's watching them?
I don't know if they watch them or they just go to them when an incident happens. Maybe.
I understand.
Yeah,
Well,
that's my
it's
guess.
interesting.
I'm not-
People.
But that back room on the back side of it, yeah.
Well, before we start throwing stones at Brown University, we should take a look at our own house.
But I,
Well, at least
That's all I'm saying.
Maybe they're
We
not
have a lot of
watching
old
them.
buildings.
Like I know up at Walgreens that we've had some issues, and they just go back and play back the
Keep
tapes.
them,
I mean,
right,
that's
right.
so. You could definitely identify any issue that we've had.
yeah, and the thing is, the stuff, if the feds get it, the FBI has. I mean, look at the guy, the bomber there, the pipe bomber supposedly.
Yeah.
You see how they got him?
Yeah.
It was the gate, his walking his gait. They actually have that stuff in the like John said, AI. They found that person because of the way he walked.
AI is the way to go.
Yeah.
When you have a security camera
they
set up,
administered it that way through the AI, and the way the guy was walking picked up, like, limited down to a few percentage of people in the world, like in the United States.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and the FBI caught him that way. And that's what they were so upset about, that the last group of FBI didn't even try, That's
Yeah.
what they're saying, because they got it within a matter of, maybe it's the new technology too, I don't know.
Lynn, I got three notes here.
Why Lowell, of all the cities in Massachusetts, being blessed with another project that will clearly be over budget and not on time? How much money has been spent already? Well, Massachusetts has a terrible public transit system. No spin in the world can change that. It's just a fact. Are the investors taking this into account, relying on the public transit system to get people around is going to be a problem? Should have mandated 2 parking spots per unit on new construction, another fumble by the State House. Wow, that's the governor's baby. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, good morning, everyone. Great show and panel today. Dan is such an asset to the city of Lowell, and really appreciate all his hard work. Linda and Greg are so dedicated to helping others, just a great group of people, and wishing you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. John, you're not a bad guy yourself, I think.
There you go, John.
Thanks, Mark, you're the best.
I was just saying, Danny, the mayor put on that Sun Santa, broke a record again, too.
Yeah, tell me about that.
That was-
Yeah, so it was, Kevin Coughlin had reached out and asked if we could try to put something together for the Sunset Charity Organization, and, everybody knows what Steve Hantakis does, for Sun Santa, people, and, he's doing 25 years, I think this year was, for him.
Yeah.
And Steve does donations and, a toy drive, which is great. So the following week, last Saturday, we just, we had a small get-together at, the Old Court. Try to raise some money, and it was wonderful. I partnered with Danielle McFadden, who's part of the Lowell Chamber of Commerce, and Chris Dick, who's over at Pride Star. Two people that very much love the city and want to do what's right by the city. So we made some phone calls, raised some good money.
Yeah, it wasn't that small, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah,
Pretty
it
good.
was good. Yeah,
It really was.
Nice turnout,
Yeah.
and a lot of people came
Yeah.
out, and we had a good time. And
It was fun.
Yeah, Paul Boulay and Chris Brunel played for 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
They were
He's
Yep.
great.
they were tremendous.
People
Very,
don't
very
realize,
good.
Paul went to Berkeley. He's not just your
Yeah.
average
I know.
musician. He's
Oh, I know.
Paul's a real musician. I
We
mean,
had him out in Tingsboro at
Yeah.
one of the concerts.
yeah, I mean, he could write, read, and everything. all
He
that.
looks the part, and he's the
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he sings pretty good,
Yeah,
too.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very talented. So that was great, and and again, I think almost $20,000 we got up to. So
Awesome.
we're very happy.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
very
what I said.
good.
It wasn't that small. A lot of
Yeah.
people have fun. I couldn't go to Steve's because I had a really bad cold. I went to a couple others, but completely different people too. Some extra, some the same, but a completely new group of people, which was really interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And like you said, he broke a record. So they all broke records this
That's
year,
awesome.
which is good.
It's
so.
a very generous city.
It really is. Yeah.
Well,
They always step
yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah, the whole area has always been that way. We're that way. That's it.
Salvation
I always-
Army always does well.
Yeah, I mean, I always looked at it, like I said, Drake, it's like we had Drake and Tingsboro and all, more Lowell residents that we all grew up, some of us started in Lowell and went to the towns.
Yeah.
But I remember one time in Drake, when Bobby Kennedy was mayor, all 9 city councils had brothers and sisters in Drake. And that's why when we got taken out of the Senate seat in redistricting that one year, we were with Lowell for like 110 years. Now we're back finally. This is where Drake belongs with Lowell because it's got more in common with Lowell, like many, many things.
Oh, sure.
More than Westford and Groton had, particularly Groton. Westford's getting more like us now, but
Yeah.
Lowell, Drake gets back in that Senate district, and it should be.
Yeah,
You know?
well, I mean, the
Part
bulk,
of Drake it became Lowell.
Yeah.
So
it's, well, I'm glad to see that was very successful, but it
was great,
it really is amazing to me.
it was just
how
fun.
it-
It was just a nice,
And anybody, if you go by, it doesn't matter how much, throw something in the kettle.
yeah,
I just can't go by a kettle. I
yeah.
just,
I know what you're saying.
they're,
Yeah.
they're all standing out there. It's really it's a wonderful organization, Salvation Army. So, yeah. So, do you have plans for the holiday?
Yeah, we are going to host Christmas afternoon. We do our thing in my brother's house Christmas Eve, and then we have people at the house on Christmas Day. So watch, and cook a little bit and watch some football and basketball. And
So then, now we had some questions. Somebody told us the inauguration is the 6th.
5th, I think it is. I would say is Monday. I think Tuesday. I believe it's the 5th. If I
It's
So it's a Monday, the day before.
yes, and then the council meeting is the very next night. Yep.
When's the mayor election? On the 5th?
No, yeah, the 5th. Yep, swearing in.
oh, so okay, so you don't have a meeting that night.
Is it going to be at the auditorium or City Hall?
Auditorium. Yeah, auditorium.
So you're going to have the first vote there. Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're running for mayor.
Give it another shot and see what happens. So
Yeah. Well, I think with this whole front runner program.
Yeah, you're into that. So
It would
Keep
be
it
nice
going.
to,
keep the
I
momentum going.
I think it would be pretty hard for someone else to step in there and.
Yeah. Well, it's just not the way I look at it. It's not just that. I agree with you, but it was his thing, and it's really
Yeah.
going. So let's
Yeah.
keep it going. Because this is gonna between this and the Lowell stuff. UMass, like you said, is the gem of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole country's starting to realize that now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The things that are happening there. It's
You
just
kidding me?
incredible.
Our motto is move to New Hampshire.
Who?
Our motto is move to New Hampshire.
It is. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
who's more?
Have you been up to Salem?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, yeah.
How's the commerce up in
Tuscan.
Salem?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Tuscan
but,
Village.
well, years ago, when I was when Dukakis, I think it was his first term, I forget the sales tax thing, how he did it, but basically that's what moved the Methuen Mall to the Salem Mall, and the Pheasant Lane Mall was gonna be where Wang was.
Yeah.
The
They were gonna
state-
build the
the
Pheasant
state-
Lane Mall there.
State doesn't want to hear it, but for their own good, there should be no sales tax if your town is within 10 miles of the,
Well, they tried that once in the legislature.
well, that's what, no, we have to get rid of the word "they" and say "we."
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah. And what happened was the towns that were on the border with them further down said no. You know, because once you did the border towns, you had like Drake on the border, and then Lowell or
Draco would be a gold mine.
yeah, but Lowell and them would
Too bad.
So they outvote the border towns is what happened. So the border towns can't.
So
yeah,
Lowell's getting nothing now.
the vote won't
And
work.
if this law, if it ever got changed, and it won't because Tara Hung's not listening to this idea, he's going to do what the leader tells him to do, and it's never going to happen. So it's just a wild dream, never going to happen. Massachusetts is just melting in its own iceberg.
Well, yeah, it's reshaped and reformed, but it always has. I mean, Massachusetts is just that kind of a state. It's like California. It's pretty transient, but we're the education capital of the country with all the schools per square mile. That's the whole thing with all the private schools, and that's what probably.
I got you, Greg. We're not going to argue when the mayor's here. We'll argue next time.
What's that?
I'm not going to argue with you today because the mayor's here.
No, there's nothing to argue. We can talk about it. I mean, it's
Well,
not
no,
an
well, I'm
argument,
gonna
it's
change
my
the page.
perspective is
It's a state issue.
yeah. The state's got a lot of issues. I told you, the legislature's not the same as it was even 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's just unrecognizable
They
to
do
me.
what the speaker tells them to do, and that's how it works.
Well, that was
Would you
always.
disagree?
That was always, when I started, McGee was a speaker. And
Is
you
it
didn't-
still
you didn't do
working?
what McGee-
Yeah.
You didn't do what McGee said. You ended up in the hallway like Ed Markey. He had his desk in the hallway when he was a state rep.
Yeah,
Did you
but
know that?
Poor Tommy McGee, when he lost it, when he went down, he ended up in the basement, so.
Yeah,
His
well, that
office.
was Charlie Flaherty ran Kavarian against him. 'Cause
Yeah.
Kavarian, and then Charlie took out Kavarian after. But that was how it was in those days. That's
Yeah.
the powerhouse drills.
Glenn, you want to take a look at this one?
I love how everyone says what a great group of people on the city council, and then on the next breath, they raise the citizens' taxes and blame the citizens for the problem.
I don't understand that one. Not sure
Well,
what that means.
I mean, I have to say, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Serving.
No.
I have to say, I didn't like serving. It was much easier running.
Yeah.
I found it easier, and some people just the opposite.
Yeah.
I
There's
just,
some people, it's funny you say that, because I know a person I was thinking of, particularly on the state level, that used to run for 2 or 3 different things, and they just like running.
Yeah.
They lose, but they like being the candidate.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's so crazy, but
Yeah,
that was it.
it's easier.
You really don't want to win, do you? You kidding me?
Oh,
And that's
God,
actually
I
what
know,
you're
yeah,
doing,
it's tough.
you know?
It's tough. It's a
Speaking
lot of
that,
work.
I mean, I didn't talk about things that happened. Look at that Boston deal. I mean, you had 2 people running for mayor against Wu.
Yeah.
And then guy drops out because he figures the Kraft guy's gonna spend his money, and then Kraft drops out, gets the stadium, and Wu gets a free ride.
Yeah.
If I'm a U.S. attorney, I look at that one, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but she's, I met her when Tom.
Hey, kids, I'll be able to hear you much better if you look at each other on the monitor.
Oh, I know.
See, Greg, when
I
you're
know.
turning your,
Yeah, it's just funny.
I know. I'm very bad at that.
Tommy Menino mentored her. I don't know how she turned into this, but then again,
Well,
Joe Moakley mentored Jim McGovern.
let's get back to Lowell issues.
Oh, okay. Well, it kind of ties in because Boston affects Lowell.
yeah.
So I don't see how how he ended up like that. Moakley was alive, they'd probably slap him all over the place, but that's another story.
And when you do meet her in person, she's a very nice, down-to-earth person. When you see her
Oh.
talk publicly, oh my God, who's this person, or who's this woman? But when you just talk to her, and she's very cool, down-to-earth, and like a normal person. Yeah.
She's either being misled or whatever. She turns around and says the crime rate's the safest in the country, and the chief of police comes out and said it's up 30% in Boston, the murder rate and everything. But anyways, Boston, I look at Boston as a scenario where economically it is failing, and that's probably going to help out us.
Yeah.
I mean, people are moving out of Boston, the Prudential Building, Hancock, are like a third less than they were, and you look at just the 128 area creeping this way, all the
Greg,
restaurants down here, it's
Greg,
just amazing, you know?
Right in front of you, there's one of these. That one's dead, I think. Turn him on his side.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
oh yeah, just I know.
Turn him on his side so I know to change the battery.
Okay.
If it knows
Very good moving that coffee thing. Good
Yeah.
move.
But I think that's gonna help Lowell. Surrounding it, it's all moving,
Much better, thank you.
You go down Route 3 and everything's moving up here. Look at the restaurants, like Wayne said, look at
Yeah.
the village and all those things are great. All that stuff that's moved into there,
Yep.
Yeah, even now that when I said that webinar a couple of weeks ago, when Jay Ash was speaking, he said that the seaport, for the first time in about 20 years has taken a downturn, right? Which is
Right.
that's a seaport and nuts. So it's,
Right.
it's just the costs are astronomical and
Right.
it affects everybody everywhere.
Right.
It
Right.
does. So
Come on up.
yeah, it really
Come
is.
on back.
And
We'll be taking the train the other way pretty soon.
yeah, well, and he's right about the transit system. That's the joke
Right.
of this whole, the governor and her housing, that if you had a very successful transit system that
Well,
was efficient.
they're recovering from what
That
Governor
was-
Patrick's transit
Yeah,
official,
yeah.
who was supposed to be a PhD, who was supposed to be a college graduate, then was supposed to be, high school, was supposed to have run the Atlanta system, but was a toll taker. Turned out to be a whole fraud, destroyed the transit system, but anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, it's discouraging though.
But they're,
It doesn't give you a lot
Yeah.
to work with.
but Lowell's got the buses, I mean, they reach out to the towns and everything.
Yeah,
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. No, they stopped the bus and that went up to the mall.
Oh, wait, I'm
It
not
only
talking
goes.
about,
It only goes on Christmas.
oh, okay, but I do know they still come out to Drake and they do the runs in Drake.
Yeah, but it's one run. It's not something that's really.
Okay.
They could do better. They could do better. It's a difficult. It should be easier, I think, to just
Yeah.
I don't see the buses in Lowell, in Tingsboro rather.
Okay.
I see the one bus over on Lakeview that goes up to the line,
Okay.
and then it goes all the way through Drake. But
Yeah.
that's the one bus.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, it seems like I'm
Yeah.
always seeing them. And
Yeah.
now I'm retired, I see them all the time in town. And you mentioned Danielle. She's on the school committee. She's
she's
elect,
out,
yeah.
school committee.
That ought to be interesting to see. She's a very interesting lady,
Yeah, 'cause-
charismatic in a way.
She's been very active.
Yeah,
And-
she's got a lot of energy. And
Well, that's what we need.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think she's
And
going to be
keep you
good.
all
I think
Jumping.
she's going to be good.
Involved,
Yeah.
so it's good stuff. Yeah.
So what? So you have the front runner. He mentioned how is crime in Lowell?
Yeah,
How are
so,
you
it's funny, I think probably the number one issue that we deal with as counselors is the dirt bikes, and those type of things. Obviously with the, one of the positives of it being cold outside and snow on the ground is those are not, prevalent anymore, but, I guess it's more like a nuanced type of thing. They have arrested a ton of people, over, in the South Common area, that, people that are on warrants or, the crimes that they would commit over there, whether it be, minor drug possession or something like that. But again, I think, and we had our motion was filed about the term for the team, but the traffic enforcement part, and they had given out over $775,000 in tickets in the past year, right? So, they're because we asked a question about is the 25 mile per hour speed limit working and things like that. So, and the enforcement if it's not in certain areas, and putting up the speed signs and all the things you see too. So, the speed humps are now that pop up all over the city. So it's. So one of the things that, when you talk about like the gentleman was saying about taxes and stuff, that's where I think, you want to see your tax dollars put to positive, good use. 8 of our parks are being redone. This time next year, this time in the spring, they'll all be done. Something else that we had, through opera planning. So as long as I think people see what, they're paying for is a good thing. And that's what I think with the front runner stuff too is, if the people the investment people are talking to the developers locally, if they, the city stays out of it, we're just the facilitator. I think that'd be great because you'll see what the work has led to, what it can lead to, what will lead to in the future. So, we're hopeful on that front as well.
Now, Lowell isn't putting. The city itself doesn't have to put up any money on this, do they?
No, so for projects, no. I mean, there was cost that we allocated as a council back in February of '25. That would cover, costs, administrative-wise, travel-wise, whether it be, reports or meetings and stuff like that. So one of the requirements that the United Nations asked for is they call it a profile, which is basically a detailed description, including history, forecasts, and
Yeah.
whatnot of your city. And that's something that we provide all the data for, and that takes a period of time. And then they process it, they put it together, and then, they send it back to us, we proofread it, it goes back and forth, and then we submit that to the UN. That's something that we've been working on now for a number of months. So I'm not sure where that is at this point in time, but that's something that did cost, I think, maybe $75,000-$80,000 to do, and then there was travel and things like that. So I think we're up to maybe about $400,000 total that we have spent since we started this process.
400,000.
400, yeah.
Understood.
Since we started the process, and so that's where we're at. And I think if we spent $400,000 and just one project came in for $200 million, it'd be more than worthwhile, right? So we're talking hopefully $3 to $5 billion.
Well,
Yeah,
also
wow.
you want to promote, at some point, it's just sort of facilitated that you come up with a promotional system.
Sure. Yep.
For
No, we
the
have
city,
done,
so
yeah.
regardless, that, you want to promote your city, and you can't facilitate that.
Yeah,
So-
and things like, just becoming part of the Associated Press wire, right? Things like
Yeah.
that where, you try to get, the word out and what's going on and what's happening. And that's where, we try to maximize the, the value, whether it be marketing, local news, social media, stuff like that. How do you, get the word out to, at the best price and at the best exposure, things like that.
Is there a Deb Belanger, is there a position still?
Oh, so Debbie's, she ran the CVB.
Yeah.
For a number of years, yep.
Is that-
She's retired now. Yep.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but is that position still active or
Oh,
not?
yes, yeah. Rich, I think his name is, Rich. I should know it, I apologize, but yes, he's in place over there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they can sort of jump in and,
Yeah. How about?
Plus we got the new bridge coming in.
that's
That's
right.
gonna look, the look is, appearance is a very big thing, as we know, That's gonna be sharp. I saw
It's gonna be beautiful.
When?
So I think this spring you'll notice a lot of activity over there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I forget I don't know if it's a nautical term or a construction term, but I think there's 7 or 8 giant concrete panels that are gonna be placed from the Middlesex Street side over to the VFW side, and then you'll start noticing the construct around it. So we'll all start, I believe, this spring, and then we'll be able to use it in about 28, full completion in 29.
Now, how is that, for 2 things, how is that going to affect boating and things like that on the river? Is that, nobody will be able to come down?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that point at the bridge
Right.
regardless. I don't think I see boats going past that. A specific answer to that question, I do not know.
Right.
But I don't think, do you see boats going past that? I don't see them going
Well,
up
the water
there.
festival, what happened, and the crew,
Oh, that won't affect that, I don't think.
no?
No, because the bridge is going further up, too.
Yeah.
It's curving. It's curving towards the Ferry Street entrance.
Oh, so the crew is farther, so, okay.
Dan, are we ever
below it.
going to shut down the current Rourke Bridge before?
No.
So that's going to be operational
Yes.
until the new one's open?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you.
How is that going, how are you going to notify? What's the plan for getting us all prepared for the traffic and
Yeah, so.
diverting, is
right.
traffic going to be diverted at all? Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
No.
I think that's the whole, I'm
Right.
sorry,
No,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
the bridge is a stay where it is.
Okay,
So when it's done, so
oh, okay,
So where you enter from Middlesex and Wood Street right now,
Yeah.
that's really like
Yeah.
like a veterans park area.
Yeah.
Sitting area, grass.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay,
So you're gonna get on down. So if you're facing now, it'd be to your left, and it's gonna connect over at Old Ferry Road.
Right.
Oh, so
way
right
down
to-
there.
So, yes, so
right
it's
to
almost like an
Demoulas.
S
Yeah.
going over.
The reason I know a little
I'm
more,
Mark Basket,
more
I'm
is
sorry.
Yeah.
that one of the head engineers on it is one of our election commissioners, Bill Murphy from Lowell.
oh,
He's one of the head engineers.
okay,
Guy's brilliant. I mean, brilliant. When we were doing the test decking for the voting machines, Bill was like blown away. The guy LHS, they were like going. He said, "No, this can't. This because this did this and this did this and otherwise." And the guy's going. I remember, I think it was John on LHS and saying, "I don't know." I said, "Look, where'd you get this guy?" He goes, "He's an engineer." He goes, "So you can't put anything past it." And he goes, "Geez, he was right. Brilliant guy." But he's telling us at the meetings how it's going to be a great day. I think it's going to be 2 lanes both ways.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, anything appearance-wise is going to help Lowell.
Now, what will they do with the existing bridge?
Take it down.
They
Take it down.
Yeah. That was a temporary anyways. Yeah, I was there when Governor King.
Yeah.
Big,
we were,
big
Timmy
wrench.
Rourke, all of us were there. Lambros and Ed Lasher and Phil Shea. When the governor landed by helicopter, he landed in the parking lot at First National with the Melissa's, where Market Basket is. And he walked across the street. And Gary Sullivan from Westford was his chief of staff.
Oh, for heaven's
And we were all
sakes.
there when he cut the ribbon in there, back in '81, I think it was, to do the construction. Yeah, it was quite a thing. And then we lost Timmy, and
Yeah.
then they named it after him. And Ray Rourke was his Undersecretary of Transportation at the time for Governor King.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying overall, the appearance of Lowell, because I keep looking at what my
great,
wife
yeah,
says. My wife's from Houston, and the first time she came through Lowell downtown, she goes, "It's so cute. What a cute." We don't realize geographically how nice Lowell's set up in the downtown. There's so much in the neighborhoods. There's so many little village things.
Yeah.
But the downtown area, I never really appreciate how much like my wife does with the angles of, the County Square and Central and
Yeah.
and the buildings. And she just like fell in love with it. And she goes, nothing like this in where she came from. It's just so cute, with her.
It is. Well, that's New England.
It's really a beautiful, it's always been an attraction. It's always going to be. It's just a matter of how you can advertise it now.
Well, I would think it would be a shot in the arm to the
It really
historical park again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To sort of resurrect that as well.
yeah.
Because that's sort of,
The history, there's so much here, too. The
yeah.
auditorium, the Three Stooges used to play there when my uncle was a kid. And he was
Really?
Yeah.
Now, that's been
Absolutely.
very active, the auditorium.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're doing very well.
They're
yeah.
doing well,
Yeah.
right?
They just they just had the Boston Pops there this past week. And,
Right.
And then
Yeah.
had the Celtic women.
Yeah.
And the summer shows that,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting, we know him.
Summer music series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's, puts that on, he's still working it.
Yes. It's not Peter.
A seller?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Incredible. Look at the bands that come here. They're
Yeah.
first-notch bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Lowell. They're not going to Boston. They're coming here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's beautiful. Crazy in a good way.
No, it's a great summer
Yeah.
series.
Right.
So, well, I'm glad to see the auditorium is.
Yeah, I think they have River Dance coming up too as well, and there were a lot of really good shows coming. So they're
Interesting.
excited. Yeah.
I'm not saying what's happening with the Wangs with the Sanger Center rather. Are they as active as they were?
Well, I know
Because
they have. Men's,
It seems the auditorium
women's-
is picking
Yeah,
up
but
more.
I think this time of year you have men's basketball, women's basketball.
Okay.
You have
College
hockey. Which is huge.
The women have moved out, right? Have the women left?
I think they bounce around. I think there's still a couple of little games. I'm not sure. I know they play a lot at Gaddis in Boston.
Yeah,
so,
I'm very sad about that, and I can't beat going up about that because I know
Yeah,
they
that's
wanted
right,
they
yeah.
wanted to move. They always
Yeah.
wanted to move. They didn't.
It's interesting
weren't
that
happy here.
they want to end up at the TD, the Fleet Center of Boston. I don't even want to call it. And their games, they used to have 4,000 or 5,000
Oh,
people
they're fabulous.
at the games, and you wonder, would you rather play in front of a packed house at 5,000, or would you rather play in front of a half-empty place at 7,000? Right? So just one of those weird.
Well-
I imagine costs, like Greg was saying earlier, in Lowell going to be way cheaper than
Oh,
in
absolutely.
Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes be careful what you wish for, right? You go into the city and you're competing with Harvard and BU and BC, and they fill their rinks every
Right.
game. So
Yeah, it's
they're going to have a lot more competition down there, and they may not
The bigger
do as well as they did up here.
Yeah, the bigger universities, so. and
Yeah.
they're all one
Northeastern.
campus. Yeah, they're all one campus.
Yeah.
Even Suffolk, when I went there, was small. It was only, my graduating class in '80 was smaller
God, I
than my
was
high
shocked.
school class, I think.
Yeah, how
But it's huge now.
It is, it's huge,
Yeah,
Suffolk
they've
is
expanded
huge.
everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all over the place. I remember when it was just,
But
behind the State
again,
House.
now they are right. When I did it, it was like probably 10% were foreign students. Like we had some from Iran and places like that. But now it's like 68% foreign students.
Really?
The tuition they pay 4 years up front. You know, they'll pay 4 years up front to go to some of these schools. So, but the deal is definitely here in Dartmouth and UMass Dartmouth and Amherst and stuff. You look at the kids coming. I mean, my nephew come out of the engineering school, and the kid's 22, and he starts a job almost 100,000. He's been out 5 years now. He's like 135 or something. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
crazy, and he's not the only one.
Now, on the universities in Massachusetts, if you're over 25, it's free, right?
I don't remember how that used
Under
to
or
work.
over?
I think community college.
Community college.
Community college.
Community
Just the
college.
community college,
Yes,
not
yeah,
the under,
right.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And
So,
that's another way kids doing stuff that's saving them money. Is like
Oh, yeah.
go there
No.
first.
oh,
and then
absolutely,
do
transfer
2
your
years later.
credit.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's what I did.
the problem I have with the state doing all this stuff, they don't advertise it. You can go to Middlesex Community College for free.
Yeah.
You can ride the bus for free. They just ride around giving free buses and free education and don't tell anybody. It's less work for us.
Yeah.
How do we boast about this? And it's not a city issue, but something these not-for-profits should think about.
Oh, well,
There'll be things rethought and have to be redone. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
Well, you drive by, you take the highway into Boston, you look over to the left at Bunker Hill College. Why is there an empty parking lot there?
geez, I've never noticed that.
Where?
I know what he's talking about. It's off to the left-hand side of
Yeah,
when you're
Bunker
going
Hill
down that
College
bridge
is
plan.
off
Yeah.
the double-decker highway on your way into Boston.
Yeah.
Why are there parking spots in the middle of the day?
Yeah, I don't.
Shh, don't tell anybody we're
I'm not really
here.
sure where the parking lot is, but I know there's a parking lot there, but I don't know who's. I've never noticed it. All the years I drove by to go, I've never noticed cars parked there. But you have to really look to notice it. Yeah, it's a short spot right
don't
near
think
Hood plant, right near the
Middlesex-
Hood plant.
I don't think
Oh,
Middlesex
okay.
Community College is operating at any capacity.
I don't. Yeah, you have more knowledge on that than me. That's for sure.
I don't. I'm
Yeah.
just guessing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know much about the community colleges at all. I just know all I can say is that it's funny how we're in such the spot we're in the sense that Marty, being a Lowell guy, is the head of the whole, the president. Mary Burns is the second highest trustee, but head of the building.
Mary
part.
Burns, the girl who almost did something.
She's on that. And we have people.
Yeah, she
placed
is
in
mad.
these
Yeah, you're
spots.
right.
I mean, we got Bill building the bridge, Bill
Yeah.
Murphy. I mean, it's crazy. Lowell has funny things that happen like that.
yeah.
People in the right places when you need them at the right time. It's a good thing.
Well, so what's on the agenda for Lowell? Okay, you have the front runner. You've got the bridge is coming up. So you have a lot on your plate for this
Yeah,
session?
yeah. We actually had a couple weeks off.
The Link program.
Link stuff.
That's
and-
really getting into gear.
Yeah, it really is. It's a good time. I think for the city, and we are like I said, we say open for business, and we want people to come here and check us out and see what we have to offer. And again, obviously it's. I think every couple of years, it takes a little while to get going, but I think when you see the district change and the councils are get up, fired up, and ready to go right away, and that's definitely a change from the 9 citywide runs in the past. But it's just what we do here, and looking forward to the next couple of years.
Do you think there'll be a hotel in Lowell again?
I do, yes, I really do. I know there's been, a lot of conversations about it over the past number of years, but, I'm hopeful that we do get a hotel somewhere, somehow, yes. People have asked about it, are interested in it, so, hopefully maybe something, when they talk to these investors, something can be worked out, but.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would be nice.
I mean, if these things start happening, I know Teddy's waiting to see what's going to happen because they got plans for that right there.
Yeah,
That where the
that's
parking
right,
lot
too.
is.
I had forgotten
And it
about
really
that.
would be an interesting, boutique hotel. I don't want to let any secrets out. We all know it there, but what they were going to call each floor is very unique.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
yeah,
It's definitely a Lowell thing,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that could happen if this stuff happens,
Yeah.
which it will, and that's, yeah, he's gonna do that, and then redo the restaurant, make it, nicer.
That would be lovely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Well, I do hope this works out in the,
Oh, it's gonna, I think, I just, yeah.
well, I don't see any other city
No, that's the
having
thing.
anything in the wind,
Right,
so to speak,
right.
that
And from
they've
their
certainly worked hard on this.
In their perspective, if you go to Europe, you talk to them about, even when I was in Australia once with my wife, were you from Massachusetts or Boston? Did you ever been to Lowell? I go, they know Lowell because all immigration's funny. You come out of, like, my grandparents on my dad's side, even on my mother's side, the Irish side, Scottish side, you go to New Jersey, you come out of the island down there, Ellis Island, people came to Lowell.
Yeah,
This was the first industrial center, Lowell.
Yeah.
So families in Europe know where Lowell is,
nothing is free when local state governments offer free stuff. It always comes out of the pockets of the citizens. That's why there is never a decrease in budgets. Voting is accommodated with bridge design. Oh, okay, that's good. Well, but yes, it can be free if you take the initiative to bring the businesses in, and it's been so difficult, because that's going to help the town. That will take the burden off the homeowner.
Right, that's true. And the
I
other
mean,
thing
that's
too
what-
is, it's not just government, but any business will tell you their budget goes up every year. In the 1940s, it went up every year. You're paying people more money. You want to keep people you want that are really good. You pay them a little bit more. Every budget in every capitalistic society goes up. There's probably very few that level funded. In the state, I remember years that they did do level funding, but businesses usually don't.
Well, Lowell suffered, it did have a problem in that the university took over a lot of businesses
Taxable money, taxable land.
but they weren't doing anything anyway.
Right.
So to bring the business back to
Right.
the city,
Right.
that's a win-win for everybody.
I think so. You got to do something. It's better than doing nothing. And I'm not saying this is a thing, one of those last chance hope, but something's being done. It's good to see activity. You can't, we haven't had any activity for a long time.
No, it's been mostly nonprofit.
Yeah, and even that, but last time it was probably like like you said, you go back to the Gateway City stuff with the historical stuff, but this is something completely new with a different idea.
And this text is 10 minutes old.
You don't have to do what the leader tells you to do. Have some integrity. We need change.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about.
Talk about
Well,
the
you
the
know
State
what?
House. Talk about the State House, I think.
I know, and
But
I
this
agree
text
with
just
you.
came in, but it's 10 minutes old. So I don't know what's happening with text this morning.
You have to vote to have change,
Right,
folks.
Right,
And the people that complain for the most part, the loudest, don't even vote.
right.
So, and I agree, and I would love to see some changes in Massachusetts.
Well,
I think we all would,
Well,
because.
Speaker and the Senate President are stronger when their party is like 80% of the House chamber, the Senate chamber.
Yeah.
They don't need all the reps and senators. When it was closer, when I was a kid down there was a little bit more leeway. But, you went to the speaker and said, look, I just can't vote for this, but next one I'll vote for on this.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do that today.
No,
They just don't know
that-
how to do that today. Like I said to you, there's
They
reps.
haven't had
There's
to.
reps watching other reps how they vote, and they're voting the same way if they're from that area.
See, they haven't had to, and the people aren't,
Yeah.
they have, the voters have become complacent, and I think part of it is that we've tried too hard to get them to vote. We've made it too easy, and the easier you make it,
Well,
the less they vote.
and another thing too, you haven't had a lot of choices now compared to years ago. Years ago, it was like major elections with heavy hitters every year.
Well,
You know.
why are people going to run if nobody's going to vote? It's a
Right.
lot of work, going out there and campaigning and the signs,
course,
and
yeah.
it's, people just think it's a game. It's not. It's a lot of work.
Right.
I'm watching, I see Rodney everywhere, and it's winter, for goodness sakes. He has
Right.
to get up and go out and do,
Knocking on doors and
yeah.
Pepperell and Dunstable and I mean, it's
Out
just
in us towns,
it's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, but there were more. People,
We don't have sidewalks plowed, in the
Yeah,
towns.
there you go. Yeah, we do. I'm saying that. Yeah, it is quite an effort, but it's just the interest isn't there because there's so many other things.
Yeah.
And there's so many other jobs now that you come out of college or high school that pay so much better. They don't want to do that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, no, you have to want to serve,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate, that's the other thing. People, John always says that everybody should be paid more. Nobody even wants to volunteer, like in
Right.
town, the
Right.
committees and are all volunteer. and you should want to be involved in your community, and they're not. I don't understand. And don't tell me that people are busier or they have, they were always busy. People were working, they always have been
Right.
busy.
And the thing is, I mean, I look back at when I first started back in the 70s, and some of my friends were Wang and stuff like that, and they would, it's okay to complain about people voting and stuff like that, and and their legislators and stuff like that and everything. And I said, well, well, why don't you guys take and do this job? Well, I don't know a lot of people. You could do it. Well, maybe I'll think about doing that. I said, but here's the problem. I said, every 2 years I can lose my job. I could be out on, Nick lost. I was out till somebody picked me up because of my reputation.
Yeah.
But every 2 years you can lose. That doesn't happen
That's
in
right.
Wang. That doesn't happen in Market Basket.
right.
We can
It
get let up, but
happens
you don't
every
know.
day, Greg.
Yeah.
You
No.
can lose customers every single
Not in those
day.
days you didn't. And I'm
The
talking
government
about
has their hand in your pocket,
I'm-
and they're just
talking about
richly,
back when I first-
they're just richly smiling, taking as much as they
Yeah.
want out of their pocket.
That still doesn't change
There
the
is
fact that
no,
when you.
there is no sense in making government smaller.
No,
Let's
I'm
make
just saying there's
government bigger.
what I'm saying is that people don't realize when you work for elected officials like I did my whole life, not this, you can lose your job. When they lose, you're out. When Crane left, I was gone. I went somewhere else. Malone brought in his homes, which they should. And that's what happens. But a lot of people can't handle a job like that they can lose it every 2 years, they can lose it every 4 years. And that's
Well,
the reality of it.
Yeah.
You're doing this, you're getting decent, and all of a sudden you're looking for something else. You may not go into government, may go to something else, but that's part of the whole thing, is that when they see that happen to their friends, I thought you were working at the State House. Well, I did, my senator lost, and I'm out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't handle that insecurity. That's
Yeah.
part of a big thing, even the ones running for office,
But hasn't business become that as well? There used to be a time when you went and you worked for a company and you stayed at the company.
Right, but you don't
You
know
got
for
to go
sure.
watch, yeah.
But you don't know
all transit.
absolutely that September is every 2
Oh,
years.
I know.
That's the anxiety
I
for a
know.
lot of people.
Yeah.
You could have a company come and get bought out and change, but you might have worked there for 8 years without having to worry about a job. Whereas somebody who worked for an elected official 4 times in those 8 years, they had to worry about their job.
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of people don't want to do this,
Well-
run for office on.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's just
Well, it's very expensive. If you get some of these meanies out there on the internet going after your family, why would you run for re-election?
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff.
it's a little different
It's
now.
very-
That's
yeah,
right.
it's a lot
The
different.
internet has made some.
Yeah.
Isn't all good.
It isn't all good, but I think a lot of it's pretty good. I mean, in the sense that we don't have to rely on the news media anymore. There are people out there who used to work for media saying, I work for Channel 7. They're not telling the truth. I know the reporter. And you
Yeah.
can hook in them, and this is really what happened. I think that's good. I think it helps out elected officials better. They can see stuff right away that they wouldn't find out till the Lowell Sun came out. And then the Lowell Sun used to have their game where when we were, if you saw the dash in front of the editorial, then you knew the top guy, what's his name,
Clemmy?
Clemmy wrote the editorial, you better vote that way in City Hall that night or else. Remember?
Yeah.
Said that's how they used to, they played that nasty game too.
The media has.
People,
yeah.
it's people. It's not gonna change. We have a hard time governing ourselves. However, in a free society, somewhat like we have, we do a better job than most places in other parts of the world. I wouldn't wanna be in China. I wouldn't wanna be in Russia. I wouldn't wanna be,
No,
Other than that,
but
this is about the
I'm-
mayor, so not me, but
Well,
I just think Lowell's going in a great direction, and, I mean, I just think things are happening that haven't happened for long, and nothing's ever happened this big.
Greg, I love you, but you would say the Titanic was going in a good direction too.
I didn't hear my ears on this side. What'd you say, John?
I love you, but you would say the Titanic was going in a good direction.
No, I just think it's going, it's
Well, it was
better
headed for America.
but what
yeah.
city is doing better? I
Yeah.
mean, do you see Lawrence?
Brockton.
Or Haverhill?
Linda,
or-
Lowell is too expensive. Lowell is subsidized by federal dollars, state dollars.
All cities are.
and we still have a higher tax than Dracut does. So Lowell does not look to downsize or minimize its spending. That's my chief complaint about the city. And never mind bring back, there's no mindset to even talk about
Right.
until February about changing this parking problem, where you can have 70 people move into a building with no parking.
But,
And it-
no, I hear you, but cities are not, you can't compare a city to a town, it's a completely different system. But if you compare Lowell to Lawrence, or to Brockton, or to Gardner, or Fitchburg, or
No, that's not how I'm rolling here, Greg.
Yeah.
Lowell has a lot of assets
Yeah.
that they don't brag about. We have poor
Well,
communication.
we are now. Yeah, he started doing that. So I
Yeah,
think it's
Danny's
good.
doing a great job.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a big plus. I think the appearance is going to be good in the new bridge and all. I just think, I don't know. I believe what my wife said years ago. The downtown's so cute, and it's going to happen again. It physically is attractive.
Yeah.
You know. I just wish they didn't tell you they didn't pave over the cobblestones. I know it was bad for the cars, but that was really sharp. You know.
Wow.
But anyways.
You never
I
had to
think
walk
he's
in them
doing
in
a
high
good
heels.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. I didn't have to do that. My sister did. You guys
Yeah,
did. Yeah. So.
yeah. That's
I
why
forgot
we're all
about that.
crippled with arthritis.
Yeah. But there you go. But
Yeah, very dangerous cobblestones. But they have paved over. No, not in Shattuck Street. Shattuck Street is still cobblestone.
We paid
Right.
big bucks to get Shattuck Street done, and they did a terrible job.
Is it paved though now?
No, it's,
No.
make sure, that's why they have coffee lids. That's why there's a lid on your coffee. Don't go down Shattuck Street.
Wow, yeah. Well, people like the aesthetics of it back, you
No,
know.
they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, Lindy, you
The
want to read
high
this?
school project problem will set citizens back for decades. In other words, it's something I can't, something, a
Tax increase.
Vote Republican, you'll get change.
We got
Well,
60 seconds, kids, you gotta
Hey,
say goodbye.
Nobody's running. Well, congratulations.
Thank you
You're
very
gonna be
much, yeah.
sworn in,
Yeah.
and next time I
Yeah.
see you, I suspect you'll probably be mayor again. And so, any ideas on who's looking to be vice?
Somebody has asked me, but that person has not gone public yet. But I imagine, I think that's set. I'll set, but I'll wait till that person says something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
So tomorrow, City Life, we got Glenn Thorin's gonna be the guest. Evelyn will be here along with Sam Chase. Now, last text of the day comes from Marina Balkus, and she says, in my professional opinion, Mayor Rourke should be kept in place as mayor because of his initiative of front-runner program with all the major projects underway. We need to maintain the current experienced leadership to sustain the momentum. That's from Jeannie Balkus. Thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you.
well, I agree with you, Gene. I think it's, you're on a track. At least you're out there, you've taken the initiative, and congratulations.
Jeannie used to be on the school committee in Drake.
Yeah.
She's a Lowell girl.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting up.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Good seeing you.
Thanks for watching.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.